Pascus. Chris Parkes. Maddie.
A very good morning and welcome to Avalon Airport Oval for the round 12 clash between Melbourne University and Collingwood. Right here on VFL.com.au, Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 12 action. Anthony Stangett's with you this morning, joined in commentary for our video stream match by Brendan Rhodes. Very good morning to you, Brendan.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, everyone watching at home or wherever you are this morning. Looking forward to this game. Melbourne University, a dangerous team, down towards the bottom of the ladder this year, but have very nearly knocked off finals-bound Geelong and Hawthorn. And the undefeated Magpies, while they will start strong favourites, they wouldn't want to be off their game at all because the Muggers are a team that could knock them off.
Yeah, a bit of clean air for us today as well, with no other VFL women's matches. All three games for round 12 being played on the Saturday, the only other three games. And the winners, Carlton, Hawthorn and NT Thunder. So ball up in the middle. Hines getting the first touch on the ball in the middle of the ground. Adams in there in the emergency coming into the team for today's game, replacing Martha Cantwell in the original Thursday night side. And Ahrens goes out wide, looking for Ibrahim. Over the football on the outer side wing. Good work by Collingwood, able to get the ball out. Tackle laid by Grant. Tupper gets the kick forward, but the ball heads out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. So, with the results from yesterday, Collingwood undefeated so far this season, 8 wins and just the 1 draw, dropping to 3rd spot, and a win today would see them rise back up to top of the ladder status. Melbourne Uni with the 3 wins this season, sitting in a 11th spot on the ladder as they get the ball up to Angelis. Looking for the options inside forward 50. What can she find? Ferguson, first to the football for Collingwood. Chiocci into the team for her first game of the VFL Women's season. The AFL Women's captain. Good work and good tackling pressure by Melbourne Uni. Riddell goes forward and unable to find Prespakis in the right forward pocket, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
Not a bad start from Melbourne Uni. Couple of minutes down and they've had most of the footy so far. And they're in attack now as Hines got to the front spot, picked up by Ochai, making her debut today. Loose ball and charging straight through is Benici for Collingwood. Drives it out towards the wing, bouncing ball. Who's going to get there first? Off the ground goes Chiocci, and it gets away from her and over for a boundary throw-in. The Melbourne Uni 3 wins and 7 losses. But as I said earlier, they have been able to challenge the top teams without quite getting over the line. I suppose the hardest one for them to take was Geelong when they led all the way the second time they played them and got overrun by a couple of late goals and lost by a point. A handball out by Tupper. Quick kick back towards halfback. Angelis has a couple to beat, can't do so, but got a hand on it and saw it over the line for a throw-in. So the Magpies, as I said, it shows how close it is at the top that you can be undefeated with just that 1 draw and drop to 3rd on the ladder. They do have a game in hand on those teams, 2 games in hand, including today on the NT Thunder. Quick kick out of the pack for the Magpies into the centre of the ground. Good piece of work there for Melbourne Uni. Milford got it across to Ashmore, who kicks inside 50. Chance here for the Muggers. Benici just goes straight through again. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground. At the back there for Melbourne Uni is, well, I'll have to check your list on that one, Anthony. Towards half forward. And there's a high tackle here. The Collingwood supporters don't like that down below us against Emma Grant. And the free kick will be taken for Melbourne Uni. Another different number that I've got here. For Melbourne University with the shot at goal. From just inside the 50. Kicks on its way. It goes close to the line. It's across the face. Prespakis. And she has missed. Through for a behind. The first score, Melbourne Uni 1 behind. Collingwood yet to score after 4 minutes.
So the ball brought back into play by Benici. Brings it out to this broadcast side wing. They raffle it. Grant ends up taking the mark in front of Darcy. Short chip kick finds Chiocci. Ashmore on the mark. Another different jumper for her today in the 52. Just getting rid of a bit of the rust. Steph Chiocci, ball out of bounds on the full. And we'll have a free kick going the way of Melbourne Uni. Emma Carney back into the team this week to take the free kick. Looks further afield. Good mark going back with the flight of the ball by Sarah Darcy. Cuts off the lead of Caitlin Grasser. Ball along this broadcast side wing once again. Carney with the punch away. Now picks up the ball herself. Good work. Fennell inside forward 50. They've got that player back cutting off the leads. It's working well for them at the moment, the Magpies. They kick in short, find Stratton. Stratton, short, chip kick. Again, finding targets. Ross. Great debut season in AFL Women's. Now playing at VFL level this year. Former Murray Bushranger. Ross going in for the football once again. Uni just need to open a pathway for their teammates as Carney, Malloy, no mark paid. Darcy been busy early. Wheels round onto the left boot, brings it out to this broadcast side wing. Uni with the ball. And they go inside and find Gillespie Jones.
So Kate Gillespie Jones on the halfback flank, sends it long into the centre of the ground. A trap nicely by Hales with her boots, kicks towards half forward. Not a good kick, it'll come straight back. Taken away there by Gillespie Jones, kick towards half forward. Grab without the ball was Milford, the umpire saw that. Imogen Milford with the free kick, just forward of the centre circle for Melbourne Uni. Chips it out wide. This will be chopped off by Malloy, who takes off, gives a hand pass over the top. She should get it back, but Kiochi fumbled. Bit of rust there, having not played all season. Towards the wing it goes, picked up for Melbourne Uni. Good tackle on Ash Riddell. Umpire says play on. Gillespie Jones, she's wrapped up by Ross. That's good tackling by Collingwood. They don't get rewarded. We'll get a ball up just in the corner of the centre square. Magpies in attack for the first time after 7 minutes. Trying to go through for Melbourne Uni. Good hand pass out from Riddell. Away they come now through Runnels. Back into Ashmore. Kicks towards half forward. Grant's in the way. And Emma Grant will take the mark for Collingwood. Short ball out wide. Finds Benici, who stepped over the line before getting rid of her kick. And we'll get a boundary throw in just in front of our broadcast position here at Avalon Airport Oval. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 12 action. Melbourne Uni 1 behind. Collingwood yet to score after 7.5 minutes.
Only game in town today in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast position. Hines in the ruck. Back into the team this week as well. Fighting for the football on this broadcast side wing. And we will have a ball up. We mentioned the results from yesterday. Carlton having a good win on home turf up against Richmond. Darcy Vesio back into the lineup again with a couple of goals, moving to second on the Choose Tap goal kicking ladder. Darcy again, great switch. Grubb takes it, plays on. Further afield, good work by Riddell, just chipping in. Clean hands now, Riddell gets the ball back. You can see why she's third for disposals in the competition this year. Grasser now one-on-one contest, now two-on-one contest. She's being besieged, she needs a bit of help. Ashmore lends a bit of support along with Carney. Carney went without it and a throw the call, and it will be a free kick going the way of Melbourne Uni. Caitlin Grasser, an opportunity. Probably just too far out to score to add her 7th goal for the season. Gets the option now. Fennell, centering kick. Looking for Ochai. Benici at ground level. Comes out with the football. Looks for options. Has time. And missed kick. And Caitlin Grasser again. An opportunity in the same spot where she was just moments ago. What will she do this time? It's a vacant goal square. She's got the run up and she's going to go long for goal.
Take everything she's got, won't she? She'll have to kick 55 metres to clear the line.
Let's see what she can do. Kicks from just outside 50. Top of the goal square. Here's an opportunity for Carney round the corner. And through for 1 behind. So second score on the board for Melbourne Uni. 2 behinds, 2 points. Collingwood yet to score. And we're just about halfway through this first term here at Avalon Airport Oval.
Darcy brings it back into play for Collingwood to the near side, grandstand side, ball to ground level. Picked up here by Sean. Back into the centre of the ground, trying to go through was Aaron. She'll get wrapped up, just had it spilled out wide. Ferguson Gets across there for Collingwood. It left it for Marsh in the end. Shayla Marsh kicks into the centre of the ground. Was that a push? Umpire said no, fair contest. Diving in there was Anderson for Melbourne Uni. Caught Collingwood outside of the boot by Ross. Straight up in the air. We don't want rain here today, Eilish. Out towards the wing. There's a free kick for a hold here, and it's going to Melbourne Uni. And it's going to come back to be taken by Airlie Runnels. Gives the hand pass off to the running player in Riddell. Further afield, Ahrens. Back to Riddell, who's left it behind. Wasn't the best of handballs. Hildebrand gets hold of her. And it gets worked over the line for a boundary throw-in. 11 minutes gone. Still looking for the first goal here. The Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Round 12 clash heading down towards the finals. Collingwood pretty much can lock away their finals position today. Ball out towards half-back. Ahrens around the corner for Melbourne Uni. Kicks up towards the wing, but it bounces away from Emma Grant and goes over once more. Yeah, Collingwood, 8 wins and a draw. They would need a complete collapse to miss the finals, of course. They'd probably have to... they'd probably still have to win 2 to make sure of it, but... certainly the draw is in their favour. They would be expecting to do that. Hand pass out towards Kiochi going through, dispossessed. Out the back, the ball flicked to Grace Buchan, who put it into the centre of the ground. Ross tries to go through, beaten for the football there. Then they got it back, Collingwood. Buchan left it behind, hand passed away. Clever tap on there from Ioannidis. Caught with the football is the Melbourne Uni player in Emma Humphreys, who has changed numbers on us to number 40. And we will get another ball up.
So tap down in the middle. King, up the ball down. Benici just opens the corridor for Grant. Grant, short chip kick. Looking for Ross once again. Pressbarkis round the corner. Averaging 27 disposals a game from her 3 matches this season. Just returning a few weeks ago from MVP performance at the NAB AFL Women's Under-18 Championships. Racks up another disposal, kicks up towards 70, a centre-half forward. Ochai lost the ball after it hit the pack. Marsh at the back. Centering kick into the middle of Avalon Airport Oval. Hay. Also bursting through, keen to get her hands on the football was Alexander. She hasn't seen too much of it in forward 50 today for the Magpies. Melbourne Uni dominating the play in their forward half. And Alexander just coming further afield to try and find the football herself.
So one down for Collingwood by Sarah King. Ball flicked out the back, turning back into traffic there was Nash. Under pressure now, Melbourne Uni breakthrough. Edward got a kick to half forward, good pick up, and then Riddell was tackled strongly. Gathered by Ochai. Hand pass was just a little bit too hot for Riddell trying to go through. Ochai has another go. Lost possession of the ball. Quick kick, partially smothered off the boot of Lee. Numbers with Melbourne Uni. Could have been high contact, was high contact. Angelis. Free kick quickly taken there by Humphreys, who kicked it beautifully and found Ashmore. 35 metres out from goal, straight in front. And you'd nearly back Katie Ashmore to kick this one. And Melbourne Uni will be no more than they deserve because they've been fantastic in this first quarter so far. 4 goals, 1 for the season for Caitlin Ashmore. Kicks on its way, that won't be a goal. It's well off to the right and out of bounds on the full. A disappointing result that.
Yeah, the pass coming in from Maddie Pressbarkis, and I don't think there'd be too many 4-game players that'd have a run with player with them. Jess Edwards is running with Pressbarkis today, so matched up on her when she moved forward and is following her as she heads up the ground onto the ball as well. But such has been her dominance in her only 3 games of VFL women's football. Touted as one of the top picks in the AFL Women's Draft in October. And certainly her form with the MVP for Vic Metro at the Championships showing that. best and fairest at Calder Cannons as well this season.
By, what, 121 votes out of 124 or something, wasn't it?
A reasonably impressive performance.
Just snuck over the line.
Just a one-sided best and fairest count. As the ball 25 metres out from the Melbourne Uni goal, as we mentioned, have done all the attacking in this first quarter. But 15 minutes in, still only have the 2 points to show from it. So what can they do now? Achai takes her opponent too high, and we'll see a free kick going the way of the Magpies in defence. So Malloy looks further afield. And another chance for Melbourne Uni again. They play on. Ball in the hands of Ahrens. Up towards half forward once again. The defence of Collingwood's been under plenty of pressure during this first term. They've held on pretty gallantly so far. So the kick goes along the outer side wing. Now a chance for Darcy. Has time to settle. Gets a kick up towards half forward and finds a target in Hildebrand. Can't miss her out on the field today. A commentator's dream in the bright orange boots.
They're blinding, aren't they?
They are. Kicks long up towards left half forward. Good defensive effort that time by Edwards, who's down there again. Alexander. Now back to Hildebrand, who just bombs it long inside forward 50. Humphreys couldn't get her hands on the football. Here's an opportunity. Good tackling pressure from Ahrens. Melbourne Uni working hard. The defence hasn't been under pressure too much. As Riddell gets it to Tupper. Now has some space. Achai didn't realise the ball was coming in her direction. It was following her. Ball now on the broadcast side wing. Ashmore meets her opponent. Grant tackled but got rid of the ball first. Comes to Marsh. Riddell, another disposal. Malloy now. Can she get past the tackler? She can. Short chip kick and finds her teammate in Nash, and the Magpies into attack.
Marsh kicks up towards half forward. Lost it in the sun there, did Katie Klatt. Ball to ground level. Klatt will get back there first. Another standout for us with the white ribbon.
Certainly.
In the hair. Former... Oh, no, she was Melbourne Uni last year. So, very good player in defence. Hasn't... missed a few games early on. She's got up to 7 now, so... She's one of the players back in the team today for Melbourne University. We'll run through those changes for you in a minute. As Carney played the Selwood shrug quite nicely there and got the free kick for high contact against Malloy.
Besieged.
Drives it long down the wing. Flying from the back there, unable to drag it down was Angelis. She goes in again. Angelis got caught as soon as she picked the ball up by Eliza Hines. And it is an umpire's ball. Would Melbourne Uni be happy with this or disappointed? Because they've basically dominated this first quarter and only lead by 2 points.
Yeah, I think disappointed by this first term. Like, they probably needed 2 to 3 goals for their dominance, but as you mentioned, they've only got the 2 behinds.
Hales kicks towards half forward. Hildebrand and Darcy, the targets. Tapped away. That was good work by Gillespie Jones. She's still going. She'll be beaten for it now here by Darcy. I'll get the right word out. Biden Webster keeps inside to the pocket. Late chance here for Collingwood. Work towards the line by Elise Hay. And she sees it over for a throw-in. They will be disappointed if Collingwood gets a goal here in the last minute of play. With their only chance to score in this first quarter, the undefeated Magpies have been under the pump today so far. Now there's a whistle and there's a free kick being picked from the middle of the ground. And which way is it going? The non-officiating, the third umpire, in fact, from 100 metres away, has paid the free kick. And it's going to Collingwood. 30 metres out, straight in front. So this is a big, big move. She'll kick after the siren, will Sophie Alexander. And Collingwood has not had a chance to score in the first term. And if Alexander kicks this goal, they will go to the break in front. Sophie Alexander, 35 out, straight in front. kicks a goal. She kicks a goal, and that is really hard to take for the Muggers. Quarter time here at Avalon Airport Oval. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 12 action. Collingwood 1 straight 6. Melbourne University 2 behinds with that goal after the siren to Sophie Alexander.
Yeah, a bit going on off the ball, I think, because a few of the players from Collingwood were almost celebrating their win of getting that free kick. So I didn't actually see the free kick myself, but umpire from the centre of the ground certainly did. Must have been keeping his eye on something. And, yeah, very disappointing for Melbourne Uni after dominating for in excess of 80% of that quarter, and it was probably only spent maybe 10% of the time in the forward 50 for Collingwood, even if that.
Yeah, I would say 3 inside 50s for the quarter, maybe even 2, because there was one here just inside, and then that last one that resulted in a goal. So 2 inside 50s for the first term, and they've even caught the scoreboard operators off. They haven't seen the goal after the siren. That'll be fixed up very shortly. It's quarter time. It's Collingwood 1 straight 6. Melbourne University 2 behinds. Sophie Alexander with the goal.
We're going to take a break here from Avalon Airport Oval, and we'll be back very shortly with the second term live here on VFL.com.au. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval, and here's Collingwood starting where they finished in the first term by getting the goal after the siren and straight out of the middle. Christy Stratton putting them inside forward 50, something they struggled with for, well, almost the entirety of the first quarter. And great start to the second term for the Magpies.
Yeah, straight up scoring opportunity. I would reckon this is only their third inside 50 for the game, and yet they find themselves in front, the Magpies. Ball back into play. Malloy has a chance here. She allowed it to bounce and it got away from her. Strong tackle laid on Hay, and we get a ball up. 30 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Melbourne Uni were terrific in the first quarter, apart from finishing. The Collingwood defence holding them out pretty well for most of that quarter, it must be said. There's another tackle is laid here by Christy Stratton, and we'll get a ball up. Umpire puts it in the air. Jumping over the top there was Anderson. Quick kick away for the Muggers. It'll bounce away towards half-back. It might come straight back in. That was good work by Buchan. Stepped around, kicked inside 50. To the pocket goes the footy. Chance for Collingwood through Alexander. Snap around the corner from Hildebrand. She's kicked a goal!
Wow.
Put that in the top 5, Anthony. That is one of the goals of the year from Hildebrand. What a fantastic kick from an impossible position.
What a goal. Well, you can wear boots like that when you're kicking goals like that.
You've got to be able to back it up, don't you? I was wondering what sort of boot nugget you'd get to polish those, but you just polish it with leather on the football when you kick it like that. Nicole Hildebrand, what a goal that was. In just her third game, her third goal of her career. And certainly one to remember for Collingwood. They're 2 straight 12, Melbourne Uni 2 behinds after 2 minutes.
Well, that's got things started in this second quarter. Back-to-back goals for Collingwood, ending the first term and starting the second term. And from 2 points in arrears, as they were for the majority of that first term, they're now 10-point leaders and showing reasons why they're sitting undefeated on top. Well, soon to be on top if they win today's game. Sitting in third at the moment with wins to NT Thunder and Hawthorn yesterday. The last gasp win to Hawthorn as Malloy. It's a handball away. Nash over the top looking for Benici. Ashmore. Will she have a bounce? No. Goes in towards Carney. Now back to Ashmore. Wide open. Good block that time by Lee. I think she'll feel that one tomorrow with a full-fledged Falcon. But did block it as Carney. Now a chance to put Melbourne Uni inside forward 50. Looking for Pressbarkis on a long lead. Handballs away. Riddell goes long towards goal. The bounce crucial. Doesn't go her way. Hales now goes out long looking for Marsh. Bounce not kind to her. Gillespie Jones back into the team this week. Carney in trouble. Gets her handball away. Fierce tackling by Ross. Now here comes the Magpies through the middle of the ground. Kiochi up towards half forward. Hildebrand, what can she do this time? She curls around on the left. The bounce, what will it do? Good defensive work by Melbourne Uni. Anderson seeing the ball over the line, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
It's not bad when you can be 8-0-1 and still bring Steph Kiochi in for your first game of the season.
Handy inclusion. Just bring in the VFL W captain.
And there's a couple of other ins too. We will run through them. We're just waiting to confirm a couple of those late changes for Melbourne Uni before we got there, as Anderson missed it. Trying to go through there was Kiochi. Chance here for the Magpies. Quick kick from Grubb goes towards the line. Playing on the fullback role was Riddell. Fed the hand pass out wide. Quick kick away from Clapp goes out of bounds on the full. It's coming straight back in for Collingwood. Eilish Ross was ready to throw it to the boundary umpire, but no, she gets to have a kick. Sets it up towards full forward. The big pack flies. Who's at the back? It'll run away towards the line and over for a boundary throw-in. Nearly 5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's scoreboard. Collingwood leading by 10 points. Ball back into play. It's King up against Anderson. King tapped it down into the danger position. Trying to flick through there was Grubb, who made a strong tackle. Picked up by Carney, who goes for a gallop. Has a bounce. Could have another one. Decided against it. Stepped around Ross. Gave the hand pass out wide for the Muggers. It came eventually there to Gillespie Jones. She's been dispossessed. The Collingwood attack got there to shut it down. Quick kick away. It'll come back for Collingwood. Good play by Benici. Kicks into the pocket. Kiyochi, hard lead on it. But the boundary line is too close. It's out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to Melbourne Uni to be taken by Emma Humphreys.
Goes long along the outer side wing. Benici got to punch away. What can she do with the second effort? Brought Gillespie Jones to the ground. Melbourne Uni under plenty of pressure on that outer side. And the kick intercepted. And well done by Eliza Hines. Looks for options. Heads towards centre half forward. Bit of a push out by Alexander. Not found. Kicks long towards goal. Bounces beautiful for her. But right into the hands of Anderson as well. Humphreys. Ball didn't bounce kindly for her. Kiyochi, good pressure. Now a chance again for Hildebrand. Jeez, I thought she can't do it twice today, can she?
It was the same sort of area, and she was looming. I don't think many people could do it twice in their career, let alone twice in a quarter. Unless you're Jason Ackermanis or someone like that.
Correct.
Collingwood with a scoring opportunity. Quick kick away, however, from Adams, one of the late inclusions for Melbourne Uni. She gets there again at the base of the pack. Ross she got dispossessed, and it was a legal disposal, and it's free kick to Melbourne Uni for Kate Gillespie Jones. Gives the hand pass to Carney, and away she goes. Has a bounce again. Chips it out towards the wing. It's over the head of Ashmore. Straight off the bench here to shut it down was Casey, but beaten for the footy by Humphreys. Turnover time. Caught Hales. Great chase and tackle is rewarded for Aisling Tupper, and she'll get the free kick just forward of the wing. So the pressure good from both teams. Tupper gives the hand pass off, steps around Riddell, wins plenty of the football, kicks up towards half forward. Mark was dropped by McLaren. Melbourne Uni with their first attacking foray. Emma Grant's got in there, burrowing through Prasparkas. Hand pass came out, ducked the head there did Runnels, and then got caught and holding the ball. Here's the decision. We can run through them now for Melbourne Uni. With the two late changes, there are 9 from last week's team. Caitlin Ashmore, Emma Carney, Jessica Anderson, Katie Klatt, Kate Gillespie Jones, Emma Humphreys, Loveth Ochai, the late inclusions, Candice Adams and Peggy Sue Fennell are all in. And out for Melbourne Uni, Rhiannon Green, Sophie Abertangelo, Clara Fitzpatrick, Danielle Hardiman, Asha Price, Rebecca Webster, Mietta McDonald, and the late exclusions, Elizabeth Keeney and Martha Cantwell. There's a mouthful for you.
Certainly is, and I heard Scotty Gowans on radio last week just talking about his management of players, and they've all got a various program. As Grasser again traps the football, kicks it round the corner. Can she find the marking option? She does, but it's the opposition in Grant, and Grant takes a safe mark in defensive 50. Kicks in short, finds Malloy. Malloy will set things down for the Magpies. Goes in short, looking for Buchan. Good intercept that time. Ahrens. Prasparkas pleading for the football. Gillespie Jones goes inside forward 50, looking for Tupper. Mopping up. Good work by the Magpies again. Here's another chance for Riddell. Long bomb to the top of the goal square. Who can take it? Grant again with a clearing kick. Straight into the hands of Melbourne Uni once more. They'll try and go back inside forward 50 now. An opportunity. Anderson long back down from defence. And it's again the Magpies. It's just kick to kick at the moment as Darcy takes a strong mark. She kicks it to a 2-on-1 contest. Everyone falls over and it's just opened the door for Edwards. Just needs to pick it up herself now. Gets it back. Takes the ball along the outer side wing. Melbourne Uni again with the intercept. And they'll try and bring it back into attack through Hay, working hard for it on the outer side.
Like a throw there for Collingwood. Umpire was happy to let it go. Kick goes up towards half forward. Ross has got some space. If she can get around Humphries, she's away. She decides to put it into the path of Hildebrand. The umpire got in the way. That gave a chance for Gillespie Jones, who is quicker to get there. Hildebrand traps it, needed to find a partner, did. Ross, can she get a kick away? Good tackle, just a hand pass quickly. Hildebrand goes again, dispossessed. Ross with another opportunity, diving into the contest. Gillespie Jones did well and managed to create a ball up, but one thinks that she might have been away there, Hildebrand, but ran into the umpire on that charge into attack.
Yeah, it was good by Gillespie Jones making up the difference. But Hildebrand almost shepherded by the umpire on that occasion.
Out of bounds on the full is the decision here. Whose boot did that hit? It hit Ochai's, so it's a free kick to Collingwood. And it is Chloe Malloy, who is a very good kick for goal, as we know. Having said that, she's passed it off short. And Sophie Alexander takes the mark. I was halfway through saying, having said that, she's kicked 3 goals, 7 for the season. Alexander stabs at goal, kicks a goal, and Collingwood gets some breathing space here at Avalon Airport Oval. The Magpies 3 straight 18, taking full toll of their opportunities. Melbourne Uni 2 behinds. And bad news for them as Kira Price is being carried off with a leg injury in the hands of 2 trainers.
Yeah, didn't see that down the other end of the field. She's going to get a bit of work done on the sidelines. But Alexander, a goal in each quarter, takes her tally to 12 for the season, sitting in the top 5 of the Choose Tap leading goal kicker award for this season. Chai into the ruck now for Melbourne Uni. Casey, good hands. Second effort. Kicks it long on the right boot up towards half forward, looking for Alexander once again. Didn't get to see much of the football in the early stages of the game. No. Drifted up towards the wing. About 3/4 of the way through when it started to turn around for Collingwood. Looking for the football. Probably getting a bit cold inside forward 50, but she's certainly warmed up this term as Grant goes towards centre half forward. Good work by Melbourne Uni. Humphries bounces her way off half back. The handball over the top looking for Adams. Not a direct handball and Malloy cleans up. Gets the handball back to go forward. Hales up towards left half forward now. Ross first to the football. Goes backwards again looking for Hales. Couldn't take it. Ross takes the ball over the line and we'll see a boundary thrown in front of our broadcast position.
Should run through the not insignificant but less significant changes for Collingwood. 5 of them this week. Steph Chiocci, as we mentioned, in for her first game of the season. Hilary Grubb, Hannah McLaren, Stephanie Ioannidis and Sarah King. Going out of the team, Stacey Livingston, Erica Fowler, Chloe Layton, Ruby Schleicher and Rebecca Grant.
Benici bursting her way through. Dispossessed. Riddell got hands away. Malloy working hard. Crosses into the centre of Avalon Airport Oval and finds McLaren. McLaren chip kick over the top. Looking for Biden Webster. Now the inside forward 50. Here's an opportunity for the Magpies once again. Good desperation by the Melbourne Uni defence. Held up. As we tick over to the 14-minute mark of this term, 16-point lead to Collingwood. Trailing by 2 points in the last minute of the first term. Kicked the one after the siren and then kicked the opening 2 goals of this second term. And certainly dominating the play during the second quarter.
It seems like normal service has resumed, hasn't it? That goal just really perked Collingwood up for the second term. As King and Ochai got to the front spot, won the tap down. Stepping through and getting a hand pass away was Carney. She'll get it back here, Emma Carney. Starting to get into the game, kicks up towards the wing. It bounces in front of Adams and goes over the line for a throw-in. Right on centre wing, on the outer side of Avalon Airport Oval. Here in Werribee, Chirnside Park, in the old. And a boundary throw in. Adams up against King. Adams to the front spot, just got a touch on it. The ball goes straight past Runnels. She has to go back after it again. Diving in there was Paige Nash. And we'll have another ball up. 16 points the lead for Collingwood. 15 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. Melbourne Uni with a couple of early behinds, as Anthony said, and nothing since. Prespakis got it to Ahrens. Fed the hand pass out. Ball driven long by Riddell, but a good mark taken at half-back for Collingwood. And Nash holds the ball aloft with two hands to indicate a set play and goes short to Benici, who does the same thing. So let's see exactly what this set play is for Collingwood. Here's Benici. The set play is to take on Ash Riddell and struggle to get a kick away and give it to Lauren Ahrens. She read it well, Ash Riddell.
She did. Maybe she knows the set play.
Ahrens kicks back inside to half forward. It went through the hands there of Grasser. Tried to pick it up, did Emma Grant. Handball over the top. Carney under the pressure of Malloy, who got it back to Benici. Just on the outside of the boot, Adams takes the mark for Melbourne Uni, 65 metres from home.
Looking down the field, it's a fairly congested forward 50 as Carney goes inside forward 50. The only place you can find is Malloy.
There's one set play for Melbourne Uni. How many balls have been given off to Carney running past? About 7 or 8, I reckon.
Yeah, plenty of it as Malloy bombs it long to the outer side. Trying to take it was Adams, but the ball over the line as players get back in position now.
Although when you're the reigning AFL W League Best and Fairest winner, it's pretty hard to resist giving her the football, isn't it?
You know she's going to use it and use it well. And just her ability to get out of tackles and win the football is certainly a credit to her, and why she won the award last year. Good to see her in the VFL W this year and next year with a new team in AFL W as Benici with the smother with her head as a free kick's been found, and it will go the way of the Magpies on the outer side. Seen a couple of Falcons during today's game.
Well, that's one way to do it.
It is.
I could think of better ways.
Up towards half forward. Anderson just happy to see the ball over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Nearly 18 minutes gone. Second term live here on VFL.com.au. Anthony Stangerts and Brendan Rhodes with you today here at Avalon Airport Oval. The final game in round 12. Things hotting up in the entering the last month of the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's season.
Jeez, it's hard to believe that's the case, isn't it? Only seems like yesterday we were at the season launch at headquarters.
It is. And everyone just seeing that top four that has been so settled right throughout the season with NT Thunder, Collingwood, Geelong and Hawthorn. Whether any of the challengers, Darebin or maybe the Red Hot Western Bulldogs, can sneak a spot in that top four over the last month of action. We've got some great contests coming up over the next month as well. Before we enter the finals, a top four system and a week off. The AFL bye weekend, VFL Women's also get a week off and then enter a 3-week final series, similar to previous years.
State game on again in that weekend?
No, it is not, I don't believe.
Okay.
So it is literally a weekend off for all
Rest
the
for
VFL
everybody.
Women's players.
Very interesting to see as the ball goes towards half forward for Melbourne Uni through the hands of Buchan. Out the back is, I think that is
Ashmore?
Ashmore was, okay. Away came Collingwood with the turnover. Ferguson back to Riddell, kicks to half forward. Mark was dropped there by Angelis. Still a chance here for Melbourne Uni. Angelis caught by McLaren. And Eventually we'll get a ball up. No, we won't. It is half-time here at Avalon Airport Oval, Chirnside Park in Werribee, and Collingwood do all the scoring in the second quarter, just the 2 goals, and they lead by 16 points at the main change. The Magpies are 3 straight 18. Melbourne University are 2 behinds. 2 goals to Sophie Alexander and a freak major from the boundary to Nicole Hildebrand, which I'm sure you'll see plenty of replays of through VFL.com.au during the week.
We'll try and do our best to get that up online this evening. But, of course, as you mentioned, our top 5 players of the week featuring every Wednesday on our Facebook site. So we'll head to VFL Footy on Facebook during the week as well. And we were talking about the state game. So there's no AFL women's state game as such, but there will be one for the under-18 women.
Okay.
So they'll play the curtain raiser to the E.J. Whitten Legends match over in South Australia.
Yep.
So similar to last year, it'll be basically the All-Stars game and the selection for the All-Australian under-18 AFL women's side, and they'll play as I mentioned, the curtain raiser to the E.J. Whitten Legends match.
So that'll be will that be the TAC Cup team versus the South Australian team, or just 2 All-Star sides?
2 All-Star sides from the squad of 48 from
the All-Australian.
From the All-Australian.
Carnival, yep, okay.
So they'll be
worth looking at for tomorrow's Stars.
It will. So a number of the players that are part of the VFL women's comp will be part of that match. So your Maddie Pressbarkises and the like will be in that game.
Certainly look forward to that one. Indeed.
We will. We're going to take a break here at Avalon Airport Oval. At half-time, as we mentioned, Collingwood 3 goals straight, 18, leading Melbourne Uni just the 2 behinds. We'll take a break and be back with a big second half of Swiss Wellness VFL women's action here on VFL.com.au. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval. Second half about to begin in this round 12 Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Clash between Melbourne Uni and Collingwood. Collingwood with the only 3 goals of this contest and looking to try and extend their unbeaten run for the season. Free kick in the middle will go the way of Hines. Kicks up towards half forward. Barkus, and as has been the case all game, not far away, Jess Edwards, who's following her very closely this afternoon here at Werribee. Anthony Stangetz and Brendan Rhodes bringing you the second half of this clash. The final game in round 12 of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. On the long lead, Ioannidis, but it comes out to Hay. Hay for Melbourne Uni. Intercept almost by Malloy. Couldn't get her hands on it as Edward goes long. Oh, good mark by Benici. And she'll push Collingwood back forward once again.
She's a rock, isn't she, Britt Benici at halfback? Doesn't give much away. Darcy helicopters a kick towards half forward. Prasparkas drops the mark and then is good enough to get away from her tagger. Towards the middle of the ground goes the footy. Stolen by Biden Webster. And the umpire says my ball. Just on the edge of the centre square, the cricket wicket. Here at Avalon Airport Oval. One down at the back by Hines for Collingwood. Darcy got rid of Tupper and then just charged through. Kicks up towards half forward. Bouncing ball, the 2-17s. It goes the wrong way for Kiochi. Gives Hay a chance to get there. Hay does get there and then got dispossessed by Kiochi. How'd she get rid of it was the question. Umpire said play on. And then the non-officiating umpire found a free kick off the ball to Melbourne Uni. And it'll come back to Adams. One of the late inclusions. Called to play on now. Chips it short and finds Tupper. Straight into the player on the mark goes Aisling Tupper, and she's good enough to get it back. Kicks towards half forward, slapped on by Buchan. Out the back now is Nash. Kick around the corner on the left boot. That was good. Mark taken for Collingwood. And it'll be driven forward by Alexander inside 50, but only as far as the Melbourne Uni defence, and that is Belzer.
So they now bring it out towards, aiming towards this broadcast side wing. Bounce didn't suit Ashmore. Chance for Hildebrand. Check the VFL website tonight for an amazing goal that she kicked to open the second term of this game. As the ball up between half forward and wing for the Magpies once more. Good work, body work by Nash. Here's an opportunity for Buchan. Goes long, inside forward, 50. Got the numbers at the back of the pack. Here's an opportunity, great work. You're going to hear the cheers from the Magpie supporters. Sarah King was all by herself. Just had to get her hands on the football. She did. And kicked her first goal of the season.
And VFL W career, which would be where the cheers come from. Just a third game.
Fourth goal of the game for Collingwood. And they are 4 goals straight, 24. Melbourne Uni, 2 behinds, 2 points, and just about to tick over to the 4-minute mark of this third quarter.
So umpire puts it up in the air. Well, she missed the tap, did Adams. And that created the contest in the centre circle. Strong tackle laid again there by Edwards on Prasparkas. And this one is rewarded. It's going the other way. Is it? No, the umpire's just pointed the wrong way. So Correct. It is a free kick to Edwards. How could Prasparkas get a hole in the ball when she had the footy? Edwards drives it short and gives it away to, that was Riddell through the middle of the ground. Carney, she's run too far, surely. No, umpire says further than that. She's run too far again. Has another bounce. Kicks towards goal and misses across the face. How far are you allowed to run these days? Further than that, obviously.
When you're an AFL W Best and Fairest winner, you
just
you get a few privileges.
Yeah, not being not well. She's got a sense of theatre. The umpire, well, the umpires do anyway. They do.
They certainly do. 3-4, one behind, so the third behind on the board for Melbourne Uni. Their first score since midway through the first term, as Ashmore keen to try and get that first goal on the board.
Short ball out wide from Hales, and it's taken by Benici on half-back. 21 points the margin. It was Melbourne Uni's first score since midway through the first term. Hines brought the ball to ground. Ahrens just threw it away. Ibrahim kicks to half-forward. Good mark, Riddell. Got some treatment as she did from Benici. And is slow to get up. A little bit sore on the left knee, Ash Riddell. Thought about going short. Now kicks long towards the top of the goal square. Back there is Hines. It'll bounce away over top of her head. She gets back. Good tackle laid chasing by Angelis. And it's over the line for a boundary throw-in. Good result for Melbourne Uni. They've got a scoring opportunity.
So looking for that first goal of the game. Still the Muggers. Dominating the first term, but only able to produce the two behinds from it. Gillespie Jones over the football. Dishes out to Carney. Goes long, got it onto her boot. And through for another behind. Hales just seeing it over the line. So another one on the board for Melbourne Uni. But that goal still goes begging for them.
0-3 now for Emma Carney. Ball back into play. Grasser did well. That's a clever tap back to Riddell. Kicks towards the top of the goal square. Ochai, hand pass out. Can they pick it up? They're fighting over the ball here, Melbourne Uni. Sean, quick kick around the corner, is just off target. And that was Katie Angelis, who has missed. And Melbourne Uni, well, the desperation to get a goal on the board. There was three of them fighting each other for possession. 5 behinds Melbourne Uni. Collingwood 4 straight 24.
Now, they certainly don't want a scenario as occurred in the first term. As Grasser goes goal, and she's offline as well. Just
that's a behind.
Didn't sneak it through.
That is a clear behind.
I thought it was a behind as well, but
we had a better view than the goal umpire that time, to be fair.
We did. Out of bounds on the full, so free kick goes the way of the Magpies. Under plenty of pressure, and the ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw. And so still an opportunity for Melbourne Uni. 5 behinds on the board, adding to their 2 behinds of the first term. And just about to tick over the 8-minute mark of this third quarter here at Avalon Airport Oval. Huge breeze to that left of screen.
It's really picked up at half time, hasn't it?
It has, as you can see from the trees in the background. So ball up, Achai. What can they do, Melbourne Uni? The Britt Benici just holding on to the football. We'll have another ball up 25 metres out from the Melbourne Uni goal.
So can the Muggers get one on the board here? Ochai and Hines. Hines won it down. Carney steps through traffic, gets around one, has the shot at goal. 4th time lucky for Emma Carney. Beautifully done by the superstar of Melbourne University. And the Muggers get their first, and they're back in the game. They're 1-5-11. Collingwood 4 straight 24 on the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's scoreboard. 9 minutes gone, third term.
Yeah, it's broken a long drought for them, Melbourne Uni. They've been pushing and pushing and pushing towards goal this quarter. Finally get the reward, and they drop that margin just to 13 points. There's still plenty of time for them.
It's just all class from Carney. Stepped around one, then the second, and managed to slot the goal. And in good news too for the Muggers, Kira Price is back on the ground after being carried off in that second quarter.
So good news for them. Here's Ochai, gets a handball away. Presparkas ducked under the tackle. Tupper, not the required distance. Good tackling pressure. Just lifted a gear, Melbourne Uni. They've got that first on the board, and their defensive pressure has certainly lifted during this third term. Achai gets the tap down once again. What can they do with the ball? Trying to get it out that time. Angelis. The handball came out. Ibrahim working wide. Gillespie Jones leads in the race for the football. What can she do with it? Centering kick. Looking for Riddell at half forward up against Benici. That's a great little battle. At half back now, the Magpies under plenty of pressure. Ochai, can she bring it down? Who will the mark be awarded to? It goes to Edwards in the front spot. So Edwards sizes up her options. She's had the run with roll on Prespakis during today's game, but the kick intercepted. Gillespie Jones again. Playing in the forward line this term. Oh, stolen from her. And
yep, she was called to play on by the umpire, and only one player heard the call, and that is the rewarded Magpie, who was standing just outside the protected zone behind her and just come in and wrapped her up.
Yeah, I missed that one myself, so great work by the Magpies' defence as Kiyoshi tries to pull one over the
she's filthy with that
boundary umpire, and we'll have a ball up right in front of the scoreboard on the outer side wing. Collingwood 4 goals straight, 24. Melbourne Uni 1-5-11. 11 minutes gone, third term here at Avalon Airport Oval, live on VFL.com.au.
13 points the margin. Ochai and Hines. Hines at the back, clever tap down, straight onto the hands of Stratton, who kicks to half forward. Mark taken for Collingwood. That is King, who kicks it, or it was Alexander, who goes inside 50, through hands, getting back there first for Melbourne Uni is Humphreys. Under the pump here, Melbourne Uni defence, the Muggers. Can they manage to get it out of here? Stratton wrapped up and dumped over the line. And a boundary throw in. Once again, there's been a long period of dominance here for Melbourne Uni. They found one goal out of it, unlike the first quarter. Can they get it away? They need to not concede again. Ross left it behind, slapped up there by the Magpies. Prespakis takes it away, kicks towards the middle of the ground. Grasser dropped a mark she should have taken, and that created the turnover with the 2-on-1. Hales kicks inside 50, charging out. There was Grubb, couldn't take the mark. Quick kick away, fumbled ball on the bad bounce for Humphreys, but she was good enough to recover, and away she goes. Humphreys kicks out towards the wing. Good stretch and mark there by Gillespie Jones. Plays on quickly, goes up towards half forward. Good mark. Backing back with the flight of the ball for Collingwood, and it's taken by Caitlin Lee, in fact. Just on the half-back line for Collingwood. She goes to the wing. Alexander couldn't take the mark. Ibrahim dispossessed. It was Dahlia Edward, in fact. Now a good tackle by the Magpies, I should say. And the free kick has been paid here to Collingwood, and it's going to Grace Buchan.
Buchan goes up towards centre half forward. Good defensive effort coming from behind by Klatt. Achai held without it. She'll receive the free kick. And downfield as well. So good opportunity now for Melbourne Uni. Try and capitalise on their 1-goal-3 this term. Need the leading option. Grasser just heading back towards the goal square. Not many providing options for her, but she finds one now. Very direct kick. And straight into the hands of Kira Price. And Price looking to move into double figures for the season, as we mentioned, just prior to half-time, heading to the bench, helped by the trainers off the field. Let's see whether she can add her 10th goal of the season. Well within range. Kicks long. Has she kicked direct? Yes, she has. Second goal of the term on the board for Melbourne Uni. And they quickly move on to 2-5-17. Collingwood 4 goals straight, 24. And we've got a ball game here at Avalon Airport Oval. Just 7 points separating these two teams with 14.5 minutes gone in this third term.
Yeah, we certainly do. They're right back in it, the Muggers. Taking their opportunities in this second quarter, and the third quarter, I should say. Having let a few slip early on. Kira Price. A very good finish after being carried off in the second term.
What a matchup in the middle. Emma Carney versus Chloe Malloy.
I'll keep an eye on that. Straight out of the centre, though, is Darcy, who kicks up towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Kiochi and Alexander. Hayes in there as well for the Muggers. Alexander ferrets it out the back. Hildebrand's lurking. Hay picked it up. There's a fumble at the crucial stage from Anderson. Dodging, weaving, caught. Good tackle by Anderson. Ball flicked out the back. They're still going here. The umpire letting them play. Little handball from Ibrahim. That releases Milford. Kicks out towards the wing looking for Ashmore. It's too wide. It's out of bounds on the full and it's coming straight back for Collingwood. 7 points the difference in favour of the Magpies. The undefeated Magpies. Still with some work to do to wrap up these 4 points and to get back on top of the ladder. So she will set it up towards the half-forward line. No mark Hildebrand. Hand pass out Anderson. Stepping through traffic. There was Carney. Kicks towards half-back. It bowled straight through the Collingwood attacking player. She'll get it back though. Marsh kicks inside 50. Kiochi, it's over the back for her. Under pressure from Hay. Tapped out wide. Getting there is Anderson. She'll get caught. Flick towards the boundary line. Carney has another go. Little hand pass over the top. Gives a chance to Runnels. She goes through. Slapped on nicely to Tupper. Ahrens dispossessed. Darcy slow to get up behind the play. And Malloy has been called for running over the line, I think. No, it's a free kick for holding going to Melbourne Uni. The shepherding player, McLaren, has given it away to Caitlin Grasser, who's come a long way up the ground here. Grasser kicks towards half forward. Numbers with Collingwood. Courageous mark by Jasmine Ferguson. Back with the flight of the ball.
Goes across the goal, ground. In the box seat is Ashmore. Good bump by Edwards. Good follow-up by Ashmore. Pressbarkis working hard. Ibrahim first to the football. Up against Bidenweg Webster as Pressbarkis got a kick away, but a free kick's been found. And it's gone the way of Melbourne Uni. So Ibrahim will take the free kick on the outer side here at Avalon Airport Oval. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Let's see what Melbourne Uni can do. Can they get within a point at three-quarter time? Two's the most goals we've seen in a term today here at Avalon Airport Oval. That was from Collingwood in the second quarter. Kicking 2 goals with the breeze. It certainly is a stronger breeze during this third quarter now. Hines gets her the tap away. They're trying to push it forward, the Magpies, but the tackling pressure from Melbourne Uni certainly gone up another level during this term. Ioannidis, handballs over the top. Good tackling pressure that time. Runnels marking at half forward. Hildebrand has got Marsh drifting down. Second grab, gets onto the left boot. Now short chip kick. Humphreys over the top. Oh, runs into Kiochi. Marsh, another opportunity. Gets it back to Kiochi. Couldn't get her boot to ball. And now Humphreys mops up once again. Bounce will be crucial for Ashmore on the outer side. In the customary long sleeves. Different jumper number again today, as we mentioned earlier on in the call. Kick round the corner, and Jealous. Slowly mounting an attack forward, but Benici, she's been a rock today in defence for the Magpies. Malloy on the outer side, taken to ground by Ashmore. Ashmore looking towards the umpire for some sort of free kick, not provided. We'll have a ball up on the outer side inside the last 60 seconds of the third term.
Can Melbourne Uni get a late one? It'll really set up the final quarter. Carney picks it up, fed the hand pass back, missed the target, turnover. Alexander goes for Collingwood, kicks inside, forward 50, front spot. Gillespie Jones takes a goal-saving mark, brings it across to Hay. And the Muggers will have... Nope, they're in trouble here. That's a great chase and smother by Hildebrand, who might be short out of it. They could create the end of the quarter. Here is a chance now for Darcy. Turning around Marsh, gets a kick inside 50. Grant! Emma Grant just inside the 50, has to hit a target, puts it towards the danger spot. It won't get there to Alexander, and the siren will beat them. Surely, the siren hasn't gone, the clock has ticked over, and they keep on playing.
Oh, we're about 5 seconds early, I think, in the second term.
About 1957, so we're now, there we go, about 15 seconds late this time. But it is three-quarter time, and the Magpies go to the break with a 7-point lead, but certainly not guaranteed to be winning this game right now. It is Collingwood 4 straight 24. Melbourne University right back in the game at 2-5-17. Goal scorers for Collingwood, Alexander with 2, Nicole Hildebrand and Sarah King. While for Melbourne University, the 2 goals in that quarter to Emma Carney and Kira Price. It is three-quarter time. Anthony, 7 points to the Magpies.
Looking forward to a big final term of action, as we mentioned. Collingwood, a win puts them back in top spot. A loss today keeps them in that third position, as all teams rallying for positions in the top 4 in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. We're going to take a break, and then we'll be back for a big final term of action here at Avalon Airport Oval. And it is just the 7-point margin here at three-quarter time. Collingwood leading Melbourne Uni. We'll be back after this break on VFL.com.au. Welcome back to Avalon Airport Oval. Big final term of Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Round 12 action coming up after Collingwood led comfortably by 4 goals in the third term. Melbourne Uni fighting back with a 2 goals, 3 during the third quarter to the 1 major for Collingwood. And we have a 7-point ball game and a lot riding on this match for Collingwood going into this final term. Brendan Rhodes.
Yeah, certainly do. It's first or third for the Magpies if they can't hold on. So it's vitally important as Carney kicks it out of the middle. Trying to trap it unsuccessfully was Nash. Hales flicked it out wide, came to Benici, threw it on the boot and went towards half forward. Hildebrand attacks the contest, couldn't take the mark. Malloy spins through one and into the second tackle. And we'll get a ball up. Right on the sponsors' logos on the wing here at Avalon Airport Oval. And Pye puts it up in the air. Adams has the front spot. A second tap on was a little bit strong for Angelis. Grant fed it out illegally. I thought so. It was seen. Riddell quickly takes the advantage. Got shut down but kicked towards half forward. It was good work by Nash and it created the turnover. Benici received the hand pass there from Edwards. Kicks up towards the middle of the ground. Front and centre for the Magpies. A 1-2. Kick towards the wing from McLaren goes out of bounds on the full. So it'll come back through Katie Klatt. Not sure which way to go. She wants to go forwards, thought about backwards, eventually does go forward. Ibrahim couldn't take the mark. Had to get the hand pass away quickly. Darcy wanted that ball more than everybody else. Hildebrand tries to go in. Riddell over top of it. Hildebrand had a second go, got shoved over, and it was shoved over the boundary line.
So boundary throw in. Press Barker still hasn't got rid of Jess Edwards in this final term. It's been a great little matchup right throughout the game. Ball going nowhere as we'll have another ball up on this broadcast side wing. And, Malloy versus Carney again in the middle. Ahrens trying to get that handball through as Malloy says, give the ball to me, I want it. Desperation shown from Chloe Malloy.
And if you're not going to let the ball go, I'll take you as well.
Correct.
It was what Chloe was saying there.
And then just checking the ponytail to make sure it's in place. And she's again fighting for the football. Her and Emma Carney. They'll be 2 superstars of AFL Women's next season.
We've got a league medalist and a potential league medalist right there, haven't you?
Yeah, the rising star. Hasn't been too many awards that Chloe's missed out on coming through the ranks at Calder Cannons and TAC Cup level. As a ball the call, and a free kick will go the way. Again, just the wrong signal from the umpire. Just confusing Riddell. Oh, Malloy, part of it again. Riddell just put under pressure.
She's a completely different player after a season in the AFL W system, isn't she? A lot fitter, a lot more active, and covering a hell of a lot more ground than she used to as a forward out at Diamond Creek.
Yeah, starting the season, obviously at AFL W level in defence, playing a season in defence, but now here at VFL level, a bit in defence, but predominantly as an on-baller, which is great to see her development as a player in the game.
So boundary throw in, just forward of the wing for Melbourne University. If they can get the first goal, it'll really set this game up. Prespakis picked it up, but she's got Edwards. Edwards right on a hammer again. And another ball up. Just 17 years of age, Madison Prespakis being tagged. There wouldn't be many, as Anthony said earlier, as Grant is well tackled by Riddell. There wouldn't be many 17-year-olds tagged in senior footy.
Not at all.
And another one of those scary 00 birth dates. Ball out towards Malloy, who just goes for the barrel. Bit of a wobbler up towards half forward. Hay brought it to ground. Ross tries to go through. Beaten for the ground ball by Belzer, who will eventually ferret it out. Trying to go through there was Stratton. And Hildebrand is caught in a strong tackle by Ashmore.
And it's no surprise to see her straight into the competition and leading the average disposals in the comp with 27. Jess Duffin with 25, and then Drennan at Southern Saints with 22, and Ash Riddell with 20 disposals. So straight in, 3 games, 27 disposal average to kick off her VFLW career.
A lot of the football. Grant kicks inside 50. Alexander around the corner, bouncing ball just off target. And through for one behind. The first blemish for Collingwood.
I'm enjoying the work of the Collingwood fans here today. Full of voice right below our commentary position.
So it sounds like there's a lot more than there actually is,
it
doesn't
does,
it?
Brendan.
As the kick in has created a solid contest on the footy. And it'll be taken away for Melbourne Uni by Riddell. Kicks up towards the wing. Benici got rid of her opponent there in Runnels and will bring it back. Kicks towards centre half forward, charging out Stratton. Couldn't take the mark. Prasparkas got a hand pass away. Little ball through from Gillespie Jones. Adams kicks up towards the wing. Ashmore's got a couple to get away from. Has to turn around and go backwards. The support came. Hand pass back from Humphreys. Back to Ashmore. Kicks towards half forward. Gets to Anderson, who's gone forward after being full back most of the day. Anderson kicks towards a danger position. That's a good kick. Just short. It fell of the running attack from Runnels. Still a chance here for Melbourne Uni. Hand pass out the back. Great tackle, Anderson. And it's rewarded. And Jess Anderson can line up for a big shot at goal. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, can make the margin 2 points.
Not surprisingly, Jess Anderson, no goals this season.
But has plenty in her career, 40 in her 35 games. So knows how to kick them. Jess Anderson, a huge kick this for the Muggers. It's out to the right, and it'll stay there. So one behind only for Anderson. The Western Bulldogs listed player formerly, losing her spot on the list at the end of the season. Collingwood 4-1-25, Melbourne Uni 2-6-18 after 7.5 minutes of the final quarter for Swiss Wellness.
Magpies bring the ball back into play. Elect to go to the outer side. In the front spot was Milford. Now Humphreys, get her hands on the footy, in the pocket, lines up the goals and hits the post out of bounds on the full. Missed opportunity again for Melbourne Uni. Reminiscent of their opportunities during the first quarter. Just the 2 behinds they were able to bring from that term. As they bring the ball back into play through Lee. High up and under kick. Nash flew for the football. Riddell taken to ground. Good fierce tackling by Stratton on that occasion. Ball heads goalward and through for another behind. Which brings us into interesting territory, Brendan, with just 6 points the margin. 2-7-19 plays 4-1-25. Collingwood leading, but the draw a possibility, which Collingwood no strangers to this season.
They do have a draw against Geelong back in round 2, the only blemish on their scorecard for the year. And if I remember rightly, it was the other way around in that one when Collingwood kicked 3-9 to Geelong's 4-3.
Correct.
So the Magpies' accuracy is the one keeping them in front today. Ball back into play at half forward for the Muggers. Adams taps it to ground. Prasparkas can't break through. Here's a chance for Ibrahim, dispossessed. Tries to flick it out. Malloy caught. Got a little kick away. Quick boot from Prasparkas inside 50. Bouncing ball. Snap around the corner. Humphreys back there again is Benici, playing a terrific role in the last line of defence. She brings it long and wide to the outer side for Collingwood. Adams and Malloy. Boundary line beats them both, and it's over for a throw in.
Now, we mentioned about those possibilities of where Collingwood could finish if they got the win. Now, if they get the draw, it's either first, second or third. So
Seconds back into
a
it.
win, first spot, a draw, second spot, and a loss, third spot today on the ladder.
That's how close it is in the top four. As Gillespie Jones fed the hand pass off. Riddell back to Gillespie Jones. Malloy got her. Eventually it comes out. Quick kick forward for Collingwood. Goes up, bouncing ball towards the wing, and they're away. Kiochi kicks towards half forward. Alexander's got space. Stops, props, and allowed the Melbourne Uni defence to get to her. Drew the player. Back to Kiochi. She kicks around the corner towards full forward. Ashmore's back there. Needs the bounce to favour her. It does. Brings it out quickly, looking for Carney. Brought it down with the one hand. Prasparkas fed the handball through. Tupper, little ball over the top. Left behind by Milford. This game's picked up here. Bidenweg-Webster couldn't get it clear. Malloy shrugs off one and then bombs it long back inside 50. Hildebrand's the target. How will this favour? It's plenty of numbers for Melbourne Uni. Gillespie Jones, hey, whistle behind the play. Gillespie Jones dealt with after she got rid of the ball. And she will get the free kick. And a relieving free kick for Melbourne Uni. They've got 9 minutes to find a goal to win, to draw or win the game.
Ball from Gillespie Jones goes out wide and finds Grasser. Long way from home. Forward 50s wide open for Melbourne Uni. Will Grasser go? Goes along that outer side wing. Benici, she's been good today, just bombs it long. Misdirected kick though. And it'll be Melbourne Uni. Once again, an opportunity to push the ball forward. They go out wide to the outer side. There's Adams once again. Prasparkas. Oh, her handball intercepted. Malloy.
Class.
Gets it across. Ross, the two young guns coming up from the TAC Cup girls competition. They combine, they go forward. Here's an opportunity for the Magpies. What can Hildebrand do on this occasion? She can be driven into the ground as Hay makes her earn the possession. And we'll see a ball up 25 metres out again from the Collingwood goal.
Half a dozen Collingwood supporters below us were all in sync with that call, weren't they?
Certainly were. Alexander.
Yep.
Gets the ball down. Can she tap it to herself? Pushing the ball ever so closer to goal. Dispossessed. Ahrens and a free kick. So Sophie Alexander has been rewarded. She's kicked 12 goals for the season, 2 goals today. And a chance to kick her third. And cement her spot in that top 5 in the Choose Tap leading goal kicker race. What can she do? Goes back. Drifts it across goal for the second blemish on the scorecard for Collingwood today, but an important behind. Puts it at a 7-point margin, 4-2-26. Plays 2-7-19. Nearly 13 minutes gone in this final term here on VFL.com.au.
Gillespie Jones went short and found Carney. No time to waste now for the Muggers. She goes out towards half back. Oh, good mark taken there for Collingwood. And that should be 50, I think. It certainly is, and that'll be the game. Jessica Edwards took the mark, and 2 Melbourne Uni players came in from the side. I think they're saying the other umpire called play on. But unfortunately, the one who's paid the decision's not going to change his mind. And now you ask the question, how can a 50-metre penalty be paid at the 45-metre mark and the player on the mark be 9 metres out from goal?
Interesting equations. Wouldn't want to buy real estate.
No, mind selling it. So, Edwards, who has worked hard today on Prasparkas, kicks the sealer. The crowd tells the story, and Collingwood are home here at Avalon Airport Oval with Jessica Edwards kicking her first goal of the year, first goal of her VFL W career, in fact. And the Magpies are 5-2-32. Melbourne Uni 2-7-19. 14 and a half final quarter.
Yeah, time ticking away from Melbourne Uni now, as that was not the result that they were chasing. Collingwood just getting it done when they need to. Achai, her tap stolen on that occasion. That was by Stratton going forward. With Gillespie Jones, the intercepted half-back. Big pack of players all creating the contest. Stratton again over the football. Tupper trying to win the footy in the middle. Comes out to the back of the pack. And Jealous. Oh, Panici again. Bursts her way through.
Best on ground for me.
Puts them inside forward 50. Just to run and drive off half-back today has been fantastic. And intercept marking. As talking about intercept marking, Edward takes it on the outer side. Creates a bit of pressure for her teammate as a kick in towards the middle. Another opportunity as Casey dropped the mark. Carney now up towards half forward. And here's an opportunity building. Anderson long towards goal, leading in the race for the football. Lee and the intercept mark in defence. He's got the options on the broadcast side wing in Nash. Elects to go to the outer side instead. A high up and under kick. Good punch away from Gillespie Jones. Leading in the race now is Edward. Sees the ball over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Only 16 minutes gone, final term. Final goal to Edwards. A likely sealer in this match. 5-2-32. They lead Melbourne Uni 2-7-19. Watching this live on VFL.com.au. Anthony Stangett's with you along with Brendan Rhodes.
Choi on debut has been pretty good in the ruck. She's provided a contest all day. Free kick here for Edward for the Muggers. Plays on and sets it up towards centre half forward. Benici arrives. In the front spot was Hales. At the back, Achoi makes the tackle, dispossessed. Benici goes again. It was kicked out of her hands. And now a free kick has been picked out for Collingwood. And it's going to be taken there by Casey, who goes short. And quite happy to hold things up here is Malloy. Goes long and high towards the forward half of the wing. Klatt attacks the ball, couldn't take the mark. Dispossessed there was Edwards. Flicked out the back now. Quick kick forward by Hay goes out of bounds on the full. And it'll be brought back by Malloy again. So Chloe Malloy right underneath the Swiss Wellness scoreboard. 13 points the lead for Collingwood. Ball to ground level. Out the back it goes. Getting back there is Belzer. The bounce doesn't favour her. Collingwood with a late chance here. Strong tackle laid by Klatt. And a ball up 45 metres out from the Collingwood goal.
So ticking over to the 18-minute mark, final term. You just feel a bit of the pressure released in this game for the Magpies. Looking to continue their unbeaten run this season. And they'll move back to top spot on the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's ladder. And opens it up for a big final month of action. After today's game, Collingwood taking on Essendon, NT Thunder, Southern Saints and Casey Demons. So
you'd expect them to win 3 of those, so that should be enough for top 2.
As the ball goes forward again, bouncing through, and great goal by Collingwood to finish off this match.
Jess Edwards again.
Put through her second of the game. 6 on the board for Collingwood, and 6-2-38. They'll win this match up against Melbourne Uni 2-7-19.
I'd reckon from an even contest between her and Prasparkas, that now definitely gives the points to Edwards. 2 match-winning goals in the last quarter.
Yeah, just drifting forward. As we talked about their run home, you might almost think that the third last game of the season. Collingwood hosting NT Thunder. That might be the decider for top spot on the ladder.
Ross gives the hand pass off, kicked inside 50 by Buchan with the flight of the ball. Darcy had bounced back over her head and straight into the lap of Gillespie Jones. Hand pass over the top to Hay. Kiochi worries her back to Gillespie Jones outside of the boot, up towards the wing. Trying to go through was Casey, couldn't do so. Eventually the little kick goes out wide. That's not 15, and I think Melbourne Uni thinks so too. But the mark is paid to Kiochi, and she is quite happy to soak up the clock. She goes back and finds Hales. Hales will go short again, and this will be the final play. It ends in the hands of Paige Nash, and Collingwood remain undefeated and go back to the top of the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's ladder at the end of round 12 with a 19-point victory over a gallant Melbourne University Muggers. Collingwood 6-2-38 defeat Melbourne University 2-7-19. For Collingwood, 2 goals to Alexander and Edwards and singles to Hildebrand, one of the goals of the year, that one, and Sarah King. While for Melbourne Uni, the 2 goals in the third quarter to Emma Carney, who finished with 1-4 in fact, and Kira Price. A 19-point win to Collingwood. They, after quarter time, Anthony, they were probably always in control, but it certainly wasn't a 19-point game.
No, definitely not. And you look at Melbourne Uni in that first term, those 2 behinds, that could have easily been 2-1 or 3 goals just from the opportunities they had going towards goal. Some missed kicks and good pressure from the Collingwood defence. And we talked about some of the better players, and you couldn't go much further than Britt Medici today. She was a rock down in defence for Collingwood. Gave them an intercept marking option. Great drive off that half back line, and it'd be a surprise not to see her in the best players at the end of today's game.
Having said that, some of the best players have been interesting when they pop up, that's for sure. But obviously coaching staff have different jobs for people, and both in the VFL women's and the VFL competition, and they see things that we don't know about often.
Certainly do. It's been a great game of round 12 action. That brings the round to a close. As we mentioned, Collingwood moving back to top spot on the ladder. Collingwood 6-2-38 defeated Melbourne Uni 2-7-19. For full information on the competition and reviews, head to vfl.com.au throughout the week. Anthony Stangett's signing off along with Brendan Rhodes. Thank you, Brendan.
Thanks, Anthony. Enjoyed it again. Well done to Collingwood. We look forward to seeing them again as the season heats up. And
certainly we'll see Nicole Hildebrand's goal of the year contender as part of our Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Top 5 Plays of the Week on Wednesday on our Facebook site. Signing off today from Avalon Airport Oval. Collingwood returning to top spot with a 19-point win over Melbourne Uni. Have a great afternoon.